X Factors, guys. Let's talk about 5 major things that makes an X Factor card good or bad, whether you should chase it, whether you should pass on it, whether you should build it, or what makes a valuable X Factor card. Explaining X Factors, going over how they work, everything you need to know about them, and like I said, what makes them the best. BurkCrown88 here, coming in with another YouTube video, and if you do like it, guys, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that sub button and notification bell down below so you don't miss anything in the future. And leave in the comment section down below, guys, what your favorite X Factor card is and why. But let's get into the top 5 reasons X Factors are good or bad, and let's see what we all think. So for me, the number one and most important thing when it comes down to an X Factor is going to be preference. It's going to be favoritism. It's going to be fan based. I always suggest you play with players you like, players you cheer for, players you root for, and the player that you're going to have the most fun with. This is a video game in the long run, and that's what it all comes down to, guys, is making sure you have the most fun. Yes, we can all get very competitive in nature, but have fun. Mitch Marner is on the Toronto Maple Leafs, which, as you know, is my favorite hockey team. And Mitch Marner is one of my favorite Leafs, next to Matthews and Nylander. So obviously on my Leafs theme team, I'm going to build them. But even if I wasn't building a Leafs theme team and I was just getting my God Squad, Mitch Marner's X Factor would be on it because I love the Leafs and I want to have the X Factor from the team. Fan base, guys, make sure you go after the team and the card you like. If you're an Ottawa fan, get Stützle. If you're a Jack Hughes fan, go get Jack Hughes. Don't take everyone else's opinion about what X Factors are good, what X Factors are bad. Go after the player you like. Make sure you get somebody you're going to enjoy because this X Factor is going to be on your team for the remainder of the season. Make sure it's somebody you enjoy. Number 2 is Team of the Year. Now, it is way too early to predict Team of the Year. I'll do that video coming into the starting of December before Team of the Year is dropped. Team of the Year is the end of December, so I'll start to roll into December what Team of the Years we could expect. But Team of the Year is a huge impacting factor on which X Factors are viable, which ones are good to chase. And if you don't know, powered up X Factors you can turn in for cheaper collectibles with the X Factor card to get yourself a Team of the Year. So that's why X Factors that are potential Team of the Year players are so sought after. I pulled up Matthew Tkachuk because he's one that could be an early prediction. But Team of the Year is a huge impactor when it comes to X Factors. Coming along with Team of the Year, likewise with Team of the Season. Team of the Season has a lot more options of cards that can make it. Team of the Year comes out in December, yes, but it only has 6 spots from NHL players. And then we also get female Team of the Year players. Now, with that being said, because Team of the Season has a lot more, there's a lot more chances. So you don't know, right? Team of the Season could hit any X Factor. Thomas Hertl. Right? San Jose is probably not going to have the best year, but who knows? He could get a Team of the Season, and you could throw him in to the mix as an X Factor that could be good to trade in for Team of the Season. So those 2 events are big on deciding who you're going to take as an X Factor outside of being a fan of that organization and taking, in my case, Mitch Marner. Another very, very big deciding factor on which X Factors are good and which ones are bad is going to be the zone ability, the gold ability on the X Factor itself. Now, we all know Unstoppable Force is a great ability from the start of the game to the end of the game. That's going to be the same all year long. Unstoppable Force is awesome. It's always been an ability that's good. Hitting is tough right now, but Unstoppable Force helps make it a little bit more bearable. Backhand Beauty with the breakaway. Backhand Beauty is very effective because on breakaways you don't go backhand to forehand to score anymore. You go forehand to backhand, and the backhand works really well on the breakaway. So Backhand Beauty is another good one. That's what makes a card like this, Sidney Crosby, very, very good as an X Factor because he's got Unstoppable Force and Backhand Beauty. This one's going to be a 2-parter, and this one is going to be player preference. And what I'm going to say here is player preference is for this in particular situation. Jason Robertson is 6'3". We all know when it comes to March and later on in the year, height takes a big factor into, because tall players also get speed, so big players with speed make it really hard for little players out there to play. So height takes a huge factor into your X Factor choices. So like for instance, like I said, Jason Robertson here coming in at 6'3". This is a card with his height as he levels up throughout the year. Getting his speed to come up as well will be a card that holds for you all year long. When then you take it on the exact opposite side of the scale, if you're somebody that likes speed, then these X Factors that have great speed like Johnny Hockey will reach 99 speed much quicker than the bigger guys. But again, you you got to remember you're sacrificing that size that later on is very impactful, in which if you want speed and you're good with the little players, someone like this might be very good to chase to get that 99 speed early. If that's something you're going for, that's how you could decide whether or not an X Factor is good or bad. Now, when it comes to building up an X Factor, what you're going to notice is Rasmus Dahlin starts at a 76. And then for 1,000 coins, you can get him to a 79. And then for 3,250 coins, you can get him to an 82. So for 4,000 coins, you can build yourself up an 82 Rasmus Dahlin. And then if you go get his base card or the 20,000 coins, which his base card is cheaper than the 20,000 coins, it's very rare that you're going to get an X Factor player where it's better to use the coins than the player. For instance, Connor McDavid is one where you can put 100,000 in to get his X Factor card to that tier. Or you can put the Connor in, which the Connor McDavid sells for like 130,000. So it's very rare that you would need to use the coins over the card. This case, you would definitely go buy the card off the auction house to put it in. This is where the X Factors kick in to leveling up. Rasmus Dahlin came out of the Live Moments card, 85 overall. So what does that mean for his X Factor? His X Factor goes up to an 85 overall. And you need one power-up collectible or 25,000 coins. In the past, X Factors have been something that's always been very expensive to build. Now with how they're doing the game this year, that is not the case. Because everything is powered up by power-up collectibles, every single thing has the same balance, the same cost to it. As you see here, an 85 is one power-up collectible, and an MSP, 85 is one power-up collectible. So when Rasmus Dahlin gets an 86, it'll be two power-up collectibles because MSPs are two power-up collectibles. So with everything having the same cost, X Factors are no longer this expensive task to take on. And if you like the player, you like the build, or you pull them and you just want to build them up anyways, it's not expensive to do anymore. And X Factors, in my opinion, are worth chasing. And if you wanted a full X Factor team, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're built inside the right criteria. In your opinion. Remember, it's always your opinion. If you think you're building the right team, you're building the right team. Now, you might be asking yourself how you get your hands on these X Factors. I got one X Factor just by starting a team in my X Factor pack, but is that all I get? No. If you come to Hut Moments, you'll see X Factor Moments, and you'll see WIHF X Factor Moments. You need to complete these 38 moments, and in each of these moments, when you complete them, you only have to do the first star. So score a goal with Poulin, and you get one X Factor collectible. Score 3 goals with Hillary Knight, you get one X Factor collectible. Score a goal with Toko, you get one X Factor collectible, right? And then when you go over to the NHLs, it's the same thing. Some of them are in shootouts, some of them are in overtime, some of them are full games. You just got to play through the moments and get those X Factor collectibles. And then you go over to your sets. After you have done those 38, you go into XFactor Sets and you turn it into here, guys, which is 38 collectibles go into here, and you get one X Factor choice pack, 3 options. So you have 3 choices. You can pull any X Factor in those 3 choices, so you'll have options on who you want to pick. You get 2 power-up collectibles and a player pack. Beside that is another set you can build. 50 gold players gets you another X Factor choice pack. So if you have the 50 gold players, you come in here, you put them in, and you get a X Factor. Gold players sell for 1,000 coins, guys. 1,100 coins, so you can get yourself an X Factor for 50,000 coins. Your starter X Factor, say you don't like it. Say you do the moments, you don't like the one you get, and say you do the gold reroll, you don't like the one you get. You can then put those X Factors into this X Factor choice pack, where you turn all 3 in, and it gives you another choice pack of 3 to take another shot. This is what a lot of people do, guys. They'll do their moments, try to get Connor McDavid, or player of their team. They'll do the gold, again, trying to get Connor McDavid or player of their favorite team. And then if they don't get those, they'll take those 2 plus the one they got for starting up their Hut team, and they'll put them in the reroll for another shot at the X Factor they want. So that's what you need to know about X Factors, guys. That's just going over the basics. 1, take the player you love, take the player you want to play with. 2, team of the year. 3, team of the season. Those 2 events are big determining factors on which X Factors are good and which ones are bad. Abilities. Guys, abilities are important when it comes to an X Factor. If he's got bad abilities or she's got bad abilities, you can't use that card. It really is tough. Unless it's your favorite player in the league, it really is tough to use that card with bad abilities because you're really handcuffing yourself at that point. But remember, have fun. And then preference of player, size. Size will always dominate in this game, and later on in the year, you're going to want that size. So if you're planning an investment over the course of a year on an X Factor, size is something you want to take into consideration. And when new cards come out, guys, check your X Factors. If a new card comes out, your X Factor did upgrade and you got another tier there. X Factors are not as expensive anymore as we went over because everything is done off Power Up Collectibles. Everything is going to end up having the same value throughout the course of a year. So if you want the X Factors, go out and get them. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it does help. If you have any questions, throw them in the comment section down below and I'll try to answer them. Till next time, guys. Ciao, ciao.